I start by setting a drawing guide. You can see the settings of my drawing guide here. 581 grid size. The canvas size is canvas information, dimensions 12 by 12 at 300, so it gives you an idea of what I'm working towards. I always leave a bit of an edge there, and that's just so that I know not to go in that danger zone to cut off any of the motifs. So first of all, I'm going to add 2 layers. The bottom layer, make some colour choice decisions, so I'm picking ivory linen, fill, and then the top layer is going to be harvest ochre. So that's the top layer. Then what I'm going to do is erase with the folk fan leaf, the solid one, and I'm going to set that to 90 so that it fills quite centrally. Oops, there we go. And then just dot in there. And then what I'm going to do is go and get another colour, the damask plum, and I'm going to get the folk fan leaf with the little edges, cut out edges there, and I'm going to make sure that's set at 90 so that they are aligned. And then at the centre of that square, just tap in. I like to tap just slightly off centre, just so that you can have a little bit of the overprint, which is the charm of this technique. So then I'm going to just duplicate this 4 times so that I can turn it into repeat. So just turn them off so it doesn't get confusing on the screen. So make sure your snapping is on. And then I'm going to move up, make sure I've got all those little orange guides in view before I release. If you can't always see them, just give everything a little wiggle, and that normally brings them, sort of helps snap everything together. And then same here. And then the last one. Open the layer. There we go. And then squish them together. And then for the centre one, I'm going to stamp out with just the plain again. And I'm going to bring it down to 50% and stamp out there. And then I'm going to go and get the colour. I'm going to pick the colour damask plum again. I'm going to use the little folk fan leaf there and bring it down to 50%, and then just stamp in there. What you could do, which would be better, once you've stamped the eraser tool, go and get the full one and stamp it in with the colour. This is something that's quite interesting to do. Again, stamp it down. Feels a little counterintuitive, but then what you can do is you go to the eraser tool, and you can either pick the same one, the folk fan leaf on its own, or you could pick the little zigzaggy line one. If I'm just looking, I've got zigzaggy line on the main one. I just want to keep this a little bit more simple, so I'm just going to pick the the folk fan leaf. Make sure it is 50. And then I'm going to bring the erase down just a little bit, the opacity, down a little bit to about 90. And then I'm just going to dot in there. And so you can see we've got the creamy dots in the leaf on the main one, and the more subtle dots the opposite way round in reverse, so you can kind of see how that works. So with these brushes you can use them as erasers, you can print over the top and then erase again. So there's lots of nice things that you can achieve with these brushes. So you can make your own unique designs, and you can use your own sort of colourways. I tend to use these heritage colours, sort of a bit arts and crafts vibe on a lot of my designs, which helps keep the uniformity of any collections that I'm working with. And then if you turn off the drawing guide, you can see now how nice that looks, nice and clean and fresh. So what I'll do now is just prove the repeat. So I'm going to tap 4 duplicates. I'm going to keep my main one, that's going to be my main pattern tile, but these are just going to be my tests. So just shrink it down to each corner. Make sure your guides show. Just go through and do that. See the guides showing. Quickly do that. There we go. You can just make sure that everything is repeating and butting up and there's no horrible gaps. But if you make sure that all the orange lines are in alignment, then you shouldn't get those awful gaps. And give them a squish down. And then what I like to do is just over the top, I've got the fabric. If I just take that off so I can show you. So I've got this little fabric that I lay over the top, and then in that layer I'll just set it to multiply, and then you can see what it looks like on fabric. So that's it. That's the folk fan leaf stamp.